There is something profoundly disturbing about the Lindsay Clancy case, and I think we need to talk about it honestly. 3 children have been killed, and it's their own mother, Lindsay Clancy, who is accused of killing them. And yet, instead of simply asking what happened to those children, much of the discussion in the media has become what happened to poor Lindsay. Who failed poor Lindsay? Why didn't her husband see the signs? There is even a hashtag campaign supporting poor Lindsay, with women online, thousands of them, identifying with her and portraying her as a victim of circumstance rather than focusing on the 3 children who lost their lives. Many women, thousands in fact, are demonstrating their support for her as she arrives in court. They are literally standing up for her, carrying placards, cheering for her, and waving at her in solidarity. In their eyes, she's a celebrity, a role model, someone who is speaking for them.
We're here to send one message, and that message is that it should not take tragedy for people to start paying attention to mental health.
I believe that women deserve support, and Lindsay didn't receive the support that she deserved.
We love you, Lindsay, and we're here for you.
We're here to show support and love for her.
The treatment of postpartum illnesses needs a reckoning.
My goal today is to support the postpartum health of women. I have 5 children. I feel like anyone who has had kids understands that postpartum period. Lindsay Clancy was begging for help from everything we can see, and I don't think she got it.
I'm here supporting Lindsay because I've been through what Lindsay's going through and been failed with mental health.
She was failed, she was let down. So many women suffer from postpartum, and they don't always get help that they need.
It means a lot to me because I can feel that pain and that disparity as a mother to a mother. We as women, we do need help, and we do need support. And see, that's why we're all here. And we love you, Lindsay.
And this is where I find myself asking, have we completely lost our moral compass? Because according to the prosecution's case, this wasn't simply a mother suddenly losing control. The prosecution alleges that Lindsay sent her husband Patrick out of the house to collect medication before killing their children. It was premeditated. In other words, the very man some people are now criticizing for not protecting his children was, according to the prosecution, deliberately sent away while the killings took place. And yet somehow the husband has become part of the blame narrative. And as such, all fathers have become so. Why? Because men, husbands, according to some feminists, should notice something happening in their girlfriends' or their wives' heads. We should understand what is happening. But at what point do we stop looking for a man to blame for a woman's actions? Has any man ever come out in support of a guy who's killed his own children? Has any male killer had a hashtag or a GoFundMe movement? But poor Lindsay has. Let me be absolutely clear. Postpartum psychosis and postnatal depression may be real, but mental illness cannot automatically become a moral escape hatch. And compassion for a woman cannot come at the expense of compassion for her children. And anyway, this isn't the only case that should make us uncomfortable. In New South Wales, a woman has been charged with murdering her 4-year-old son in a case so horrific that police have investigated allegations of cannibalism. And then there is Ghislaine Maxwell, a woman convicted of helping Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploit and traffic underage girls. She wasn't merely a passive girlfriend standing in the background. Prosecutors described her as playing a central role in recruiting and grooming girls for Epstein. She is now serving a 20-year prison sentence. So perhaps we need to say something that shouldn't actually be controversial, though I'm sure a lot of women will actually see it that way. Women can be predators too. They abuse and kill children, even their own children. Women can manipulate and groom children, and they can facilitate the abuse of children by men. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that women are more evil. It just proves that evil lurks beneath them too. And this is precisely why I object to reflexive defense of women, simply because they are women. If a man kills his children, we quite rightly ask whether he was violent, controlling, or dangerous. We don't immediately organize a campaign asking everyone to understand him. We don't necessarily ask what his wife failed to notice. We don't create a narrative in which the dead children become secondary to his suffering. So why should the standard be different for women? If we genuinely believe in equality, then equality has to include responsibility, accountability. You cannot say women are strong, independent adults when it suits you, and then suddenly treat them as helpless victims when they commit something terrible. And here's the question I think everyone should ask. Where is the hashtag or any campaign for the 3 Clancy children? They didn't have a voice. They couldn't defend themselves, and they certainly couldn't send their mother away, the very person who was supposed to protect them. They depended entirely upon the adults around them for safety. So let's talk about women's mental health, yes, but let's stop pretending that women are incapable of violence. They are. And sometimes women can be every bit as dangerous as men, and perhaps, in my opinion, more so. The test shouldn't be, is the perpetrator a man or a woman? The test should be, what happened? Who was harmed and who was responsible? Because ultimately, the most important people in these stories aren't the adults fighting over the narrative. It's the children, the victims. And perhaps it's time we started putting them first. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like, and I'll see you again soon.